A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man is a Bildungsroman novel focusing on Stephen Dedalus' journey to find his place in the world. The story begins with a young Stephen heading off to Colin Goes Wood College. At the school, Stephen does not take part in sports, is harassed by the other children, and spends most of his time contemplating his place in the universe. Stephen falls ill as a result of being pushed into a square ditch by a bully named Wells. Being sick allows Stephen to skip class and spend his spare time thinking about his death. Stephen returns home for Christmas break. During dinner, he listens to a heated debate over the church's role in politics. When Stephen returns to school, he hears about several students that were expelled for stealing wine. One of the other boys, Fleming, suggests that everyone will be punished for it. Later, during his Latin lesson, Stephen has his hands lashed because his glasses were broken when he fell down in the ditch and he could not see well enough to do his work. Stephen tells the rector, who says it will not happen again. Stephen is regarded as a hero for successfully speaking out against the prefect of studies. Stephen spends the summer with his family and his uncle, who is very religious. His family falls further into financial troubles and have to move to Dublin. Here, Stephen is not supervised by his parents and is allowed to roam around. He feels separate from the other children and only takes interest in one girl. When summer ends, Stephen is told he will be going to a different school because they can no longer afford Colin Goes. Stephen, now a teenager, is enrolled at Belvedere College, where he takes part in a play. While on a trip to the city of Cork with his father, Stephen finds himself ashamed of his father's drinking and flirting. Stephen's prize money from a literary award he won is quickly spent on lavish meals and costly gifts to try and bring his family closer together. It is unsuccessful and leaves Stephen feeling foolish. Stephen, unable to sleep, spends his nights roaming the streets where he meets a prostitute with whom he has his first sexual experience. Stephen then falls into a pattern of gluttony and sin. After he hears a powerful sermon about hell, he realizes where his life choices are leading him and begins a new life of strict religious devotion. Back at school, Stephen is urged by the director to join the priesthood. After serious contemplation, he decides the ordered life of a priest is not for him. Stephen is accepted to a university, but slowly loses his faith in God and leaves the university. Stephen encounters his longtime crush, Emma, in the street, and they talk about why he left the university and his artistic plans. The book ends with the poem, Old Father, Old Artificer, stand me now and ever in good stead.